Alright, so we start with the Monday, July 31st daytime stream. And my Führer finishes with $99, which should have been higher, but he doesn't know how to count. So he didn't get to put a vest on. Meanwhile, 50 of it came from Dumb and Dumber, and $49 came from everyone else. And that's not so bad. If most of his streams were half whales, half dolphins, even though some of these are clearly sock accounts, it still wouldn't look so bad. But like 60 to 70% of his money comes from 7 people, and most of them make less than he does per year. It's fucking sick. And just to further prove that point, he winds up with $169 on the night stream, with $152 coming from 2 people and $17 coming from everyone else. Now that means for Monday he cleared $268 in tips alone. Now a little bit later on in this video, he's going to panic and freak out because tips are low according to him. And when we get to that part, just think back to this day and how often this happens. He'll wind up with a $5 or $7 stream, make a daily rap about it, talk about it the next day on pre-stream, and then bring it up later in the week to say it was my lowest supported stream of the year. Well, what about your highest supported stream of the year? How come when you get days like this, you just never talk about it again? It's kind of weird how that happens, Phil. It's almost like you're a lying-ass scumbag that does nothing but feign distress. So then we go to the Tuesday, August 1st day stream, and Phil finishes with $51 in tips, with 40 coming from Dumb and Dumbest, which means everyone else tipped $11. Very organic. This leads us into the Tuesday night stream, and Phil finishes with $5 fucking dollars. A $2 tip from Regard Number 1, and then a $3 tip from Regard Number 2. And let's check in on the daily rap from that night, and maybe Phil will tell you about how nervous he is now, and that he can't understand what's going on, despite cleaning up the day before.
Other stuff, right? But I don't know. Right now, I am feeling kind of nervous about tomorrow. I guess we'll see how it goes. Tomorrow night's late stream will be more GTA 5 Anniversary Run. And again, I urge you, if you like this playthrough, if you could show up and support it, or after the fact, if you're watching these videos after the fact, if you could maybe do like a super thanks or a tip, that'd be greatly appreciated. Because like I said, doing these night streams, I'm getting big attendance, big engagement, and the support is like, wow, why are these so slow? I got more support today on Final Fantasy 16, a playthrough that literally has not 200 viewers when I'm playing it. I got 4 times more support on that stream than I did on today's GTA stream. That's what's concerning to me, you see? So anyway, let's see how that goes tomorrow night. I'm off on...
Well, maybe you got more support because you streamed for 5 hours during the day instead of 2.5 at night. Maybe that has something to do with it. Or maybe the same 7 people can't be on your streams 24 hours a day spoon-feeding you money. He makes it sound like there was all this organic support on the day stream. No, I showed you. The same 2 people that are always there were responsible for 40 of the $51. But like I said earlier, the previous day, $268 in tips. Gone. Memory hold, never hear about it again. And it's like the definition of insanity as we go to the Wednesday stream. Because he makes $100 in tips, and 50 of it come from who else? Dumb and Dumber. It's the same shit every day. He has a slow stream, cries about it, comes on the next day, rings the little bell, and the same 7 regards come running. Or rolling, I guess. So then Phil rolls on to the Wednesday night stream, and he makes $72. With 34, and it was probably 50, but we'll just say 34 for now, coming from the 3-letter bitch, which means $38 came from everyone else. Phil was off on Thursday, so that brings us to the Friday daytime stream, and like a broken record, he makes $102 in tips, with 50 of it coming from Dumb and Dumber. I've never heard those names before in my life. And Friday night was pretty much the same thing. $106 in tips, with 70 coming from Action Jackson and Dick Trekker, and $36 coming from everyone else. This brings us to the Saturday, August 5th stream, and things are about to pick up. This was the Final Fantasy 16 finale, which he finished early, and ended up doing 20 plus minutes of Q&A. He made $50 in tips, or $10 per hour, on a daytime stream. Now this made the Führer nervous, and before the night stream, he wanted to let his dent heads know if they're enjoying the content to please contribute in any way that they can.
So guys, yes, tonight, if you could help me out and support tonight's stream, that would be delightful. You know, liking the stream helps a lot, but of course, anything else, whether it's a super chat, a membership, a gifted membership, or a tip, considering I just invested a lot of money into the fighting game side of things. If you like the fighting game stuff, if you could invest tonight in the stream, that would be really nice of you, and I would appreciate that. We'll see what happens. There's no reason to pre-order Starfield. It's on Game Pass. I'm Resolution. I don't know anything about a Devil May Cry mobile game. I don't care either. Yes, this is the final late night stream for GTA. Tonight, 2 hours of GTA 5. The next time you'll see this game will be Monday as a daytime stream. We're going to play it during the day slot. And then we'll see. We'll see if the people who claimed they can't attend these night streams and they've wanted to come by and hang out and support, we'll see if they actually show up on Monday. Because they've been saying that all along. Here we are, 12 hours. We'll be 14 hours in tonight. And they've been like, oh, you really got to make it as a daytime stream because we can't attend now. Like, okay, well, now I've changed it. So will you show up, right? Let's find out on Monday. Or they all talk. All right, anything you guys want to talk about before we get started? Any questions, any concerns, anything to shout out, or shall we boot her up? Hopefully we'll get more people. I don't know. All day today, it's been slow. Yesterday, too, like with views, it's been low. I think it's maybe his Evo's going on or whatever. I don't know. It's even for tonight, only 200 viewers for GTA is very low. Hopefully we get more, but we'll see. Jasper is fine, Willow. He's always good. You guys always ask, how's Jasper? He's good. I would tell you if he wasn't. Like, he's always good. He's always energetic. He's always having a good time.
What a fucking scumbag. I'm not even going to get into the Jasper bullshit. I have cats myself. I know there's many of you that have cats out there as well. This dude's a piece of trash. The moment he charged $1,000 for people to see that fucking cat, it told you everything you needed to know. But he tried to throw in that little dig at people who have been showing up at night to support GTA. He said he's moving it to a daytime stream, and let's see if those people are all talk, or if they're actually going to come by and show support. Imagine talking to people that give you thousands of dollars like that. I can just see the email now. Oh, Phil, I can't attend those late night streams because I'm always asleep. I really want to support, but I just can't make it. So then he switches it to a daytime stream, and then publicly says, oh, let's see if these people are all talk, or if they're actually going to come and support. Where else does this fucking happen? And the answer is nowhere, which is why you're the scum of the internet, Phil. And almost as if to reward him for his bad behavior, the Velcro wallets do not open up, and he finishes the night with $12 in tips. Now, as you probably know, this made Phil very nervous, and so he had to do some midstream begging.
Remember, if you're continuously watching and enjoying my GTA 5 anniversary run, no exaggeration, this playthrough has had the most views and most engagement of anything I've been doing for like over a month. So if we can keep that up, if you could like this video and leave comments on this video, that would really help the channel out if you could do that. Thank you in advance to anyone who's doing that and watching on DSP Gaming. Thanks, and see you next time. All right. Split apart, everybody. I'd actually just like to stretch my legs. I don't have to use the bathroom, but my legs are feeling a little stiff. So I just want to stand up for a second before we continue. I'm getting old. I got to stretch every hour. Really, I'm serious. Like, I'm getting older now. I feel like I got to get up every hour. I feel like stiff. Oof. Yeah. Oh. Oh, shit. Ooh, stretch. All right. Now, guys, if you could support the stream tonight, I would really appreciate it. First of all, earlier today was Final Fantasy 16. Suffice it to say, it's not a very well-supported stream. I'm glad that playthrough's over. But in addition, you guys might not know this, but during the break, I dropped a considerable amount of investment into my streams for fighting games moving forward. I got Street Fighter 6 on PS5. I got PlayStation Network, what is it called? PS Plus on PS5. And I got a new joystick coming, all right? And this is going to allow me to play Mortal Kombat 1. This is going to allow me to play Tekken when it comes out with the most amount of players possible and with better controls. So I did all that investment, so it would be great if you could support the streams, especially if you like the fighting game content. That would be really nice of you. So please consider it, all right? Anything you can do to support the stream tonight would be greatly, greatly appreciated, okay? All right. We got one more hour to go. Canadian Kirk, I don't care about the Taylor Swift concert.
I love it. Why don't you fuck right off? Oh, I spent a lot of money today, so you guys need to support the stream. Why don't you tell your part-time wife to support the stream? Get the fuck out of my face. But that clearly wasn't good enough. So we're going to watch another clip where he had to double check to make sure there wasn't any tips he had missed. And then when that didn't work, he had to remind them to tip again anyways.
By the way, guys, I just want to confirm, no one else has contributed via tipping or anything tonight, right? Only because there hasn't been one in a long time, and I want to be sure that it's working, not that I'm missing stuff, and then people will say they're upset because I didn't shout it out. There's nothing here. So I just want to be sure no one tipped tonight, right? If you did, let me know. But, looks like no one did, so. Okay. So, guys, if you've enjoyed tonight's stream, we got a lot of viewers, by the way. If you enjoyed tonight's stream, I really would appreciate it if you could give it a like. It helps for engagement. Lets my channel get a little bit of a boost in the algorithm on YouTube. Anything else would be appreciated, whether it be, you know, a super chat or a membership or a gifted membership or a tip or anything tonight. Would be greatly, greatly thankful. Just invested a bunch into the streams tonight. And, you know, hoping that it'll pay off, obviously, with long-term content for you guys, fighting game content and stuff. But, yeah, anything is appreciated tonight. Thank you all. And next time that we play this, remember, it'll be a daytime stream. So we may actually see a new crowd come by to watch during the daytime who couldn't attend these night streams up to now, which would be great. So I guess we'll see what happens on Monday.
What an embarrassment. But remember, guys, he loves what he does. And thank you for allowing him to do this. And he hasn't had to degrade himself. I love it. All that fucking shit, and he still finished with $12. So that takes us to the Sunday stream, and this was an episode of DSP Reacts, which means he was only streaming one time that day. And he absolutely cleaned up with an egregious $57, with 55 of it coming from 3 of the big 7 that are there every single day, which means everyone else contributed $2 whole. This brings us to the final day we're covering, and that's Monday, August 7th, and Phil finishes the day stream with $74, with 20 coming from 1 Minute Scam, and 54 coming from everyone else. We move on to the Monday night stream, and it's the same story as always. He's at $16, and we get to the midstream begment, and he just can't help himself.
So, guys, real fast, I have to use the restroom. So if you don't mind, I'll mute the mic, go use the restroom, and be right back. We have 1 more hour left on tonight's stream for the premiere, and I'll be playing this again come Thursday night, and it's going to be a staple that I'm going to be alternating on late night streams moving forward. It sure would be great if you're having a good time, if you could support the stream in some way, whether a like, a super chat, a membership, a gifted membership, or a tip would all be appreciated tonight for the premiere. All right? I'll be right back. All right, guys. Let's jump right in. So here's the deal. I'm not going to be talking about contributions all night. I'm not. All right? If you want to contribute, please do. It sure would be great to have a really great premiere stream of this classic. Thanks in advance, and let's continue. Here we go.
Just how desperate and beaten down he looks doing that. But it pays off with the same story as usual. Some brand new person that we never heard of before comes in and tips $100 with 5 minutes left to go on the stream. Phil perks up, runs, and puts his little vest on. And it's like the last 2 hours didn't even happen. There was no begging. He wasn't looking all defeated and beaten down. It was just a chill, positive stream that you guys really loved. It totally wasn't one person who pretends to be 100 different people coming in at the last 5 minutes to cheer up his lover with money. And by the way, I saw him posting on Aquatil's video that night looking for attention. I ain't gonna give this bitch the time of day. Fuck out of here. So that means Phil finished with $116 that night, with 100 of it coming from one person. Now this shocks me. So let's add it all up. We covered 7 days and 13 streams since Sunday was only a 1 stream day, and Phil made a grand total of $1,013 in tips alone in 7 days of streaming. It averages out to $144 per day or $78 per stream. I mean, $144 a day in tips alone, and then when you include the YouTube money, that should be enough for anybody. This guy has to sit there and act like a crackhead because he's at $12 one night. It's ridiculous. But this is why I make these videos and go through all this bullshit. I want to see 1 or 2 of these same 7 people drop off, and then he has to rely on the same 4 or 5 people every day. And then shit's really gonna get crazy. And I'll be able to say I was a part of it, and hopefully you'll be right here with me. Now that was gonna be the end of the video, but something happened a few nights ago and triggered Phil to go on like a 4-minute rant. Now the person that triggered it also ended up getting banned by Phil the next day. And then we got some Discord leaks as well. Now I'm not gonna talk about that part. Maybe in another video, maybe not, because I've already seen so many people talking about it and covering it, but I haven't seen anybody really covering this. So we're going to take a look at a few screenshots and then go into a 4-minute clip. And by the way, this happened when Phil was in the restroom taking a shit or playing with himself or whatever it is he does in there. So the first screenshot comes from Phil Banger 420, and he says, "I'm gonna kick a ton of cats tomorrow." And by the way, dude, you're a piece of shit. I'd spit in your face right now if I could. But then Arkham Edits replies and says, "That's not funny." Phil Banger replies and says, "I wasn't making a joke." And again, I'd spit in your fucking face right now. But then Arkham says, "You're a bad person." And by the way, Arkham, I don't know if you know this or not, but you're also now a bad person according to Phil. But don't feel too bad, because I'm also a bad person according to him. Now at this point, Phil comes back from playing with himself, and he's at $12 in tips. So he has to do something to make himself feel better. And what better thing for him to do than ban a bunch of terrible, evil, nasty trolls. So he bans like 6 or 7 people. But then Arkham sees that his good friend Phil Banger 420 has been banned, and he says the cat guy is gone. And that comment right there triggers this 4-minute rant right here.
Yeah, I know, Arkham, just to answer what you're saying, I'm going to tell you a quick story before we resume. Alright? There was once a chatter in chat named Marl. Yes, the name of a character in Chrono Trigger. The name of the chatter was Marl. And this person was very nice to everyone for months and months. Probably about 6 to 8 months they were here in the chat as a regular viewer, being nice to everyone, friendly with everyone. People actually had friendships with this person, Marl. Okay? After about 6 to 8 months, this person asked if they could be a moderator. Now, everyone liked this person. Thought, yeah, why not? It's a nice person. So I made this person, Marl, a moderator. Okay? They then proceeded to be a moderator for about another 6 to 8 months. So we're talking like a year to a year and a half that this person was a positive influence on my streams. Okay? One day, I don't know if you know the story because this is from many years ago. One day, by the way, this was back when I was on Twitch. I get an urgent message overnight from one of my moderators, an email, because back then we didn't really have like a quick way to talk. It was everything was by email. And I get an email say, "Phil, just so you know, very urgent. Read this email before you go live today." And I read the email, and the moderator goes, "So I really don't know what's going on, but I was checking out the Nightbot settings, okay? And what I noticed, now I don't know actually if it was Nightbot or if it was the other one, because we used to have another one too. We used to have 2 different bots that we would use, okay? But basically, the settings were public to like the moderator team." He goes, "Just by chance, I happened to go into your settings today, and all of your commands have been completely changed. And there's all these new commands added. Essentially what's happened is someone went in there without your knowledge, and they changed everything to be completely messed up. So what it looks like the plan was that this person was going to have you go live, unbeknownst to you, and start spamming commands on the bot. And the bot was literally going to say detractor stuff, but also was going to say like words to get me banned from Twitch, like racial words and disgusting things that would obviously be a violation of the rules on Twitch, and say, see, it's his bot in his chat, and get me banned from Twitch. Okay? So he says, "I don't know who did it. You have to look at the logs to figure out who changed all these commands overnight." Come to find out, it was Marl, someone who had been a positive part of my community for 6 to 8 months, and then another 6 to 8 months had been a moderator and had never done a negative thing. So I basically demodded them, kicked them out, and come to find out, Marl was a detractor. It was someone who literally created a persona and catfished people, including my entire moderator team. They had become friends with this person and actually shared personal stories and things with them, and they were like a really nice person. But it was all fake. It was a scumbag who literally did it all to try to get me banned from Twitch. Now, this was many years ago, okay? So you have to understand that people have, done these kind of things over the years. And there may be someone who you think is really nice, and all of a sudden you find out that they're actually someone else. Like the person you mentioned earlier is actually an account that was someone else before, someone else after, and every time it's discovered, they get banned. It's just really messed up, you know what I mean? Like, it sucks, and you might say, "I don't understand, that person was nice to me." I hear you. These people usually are very nice to me too. All of a sudden you come to find out they've got these crazy, malicious, just nutty intentions. Who would do that? Who would waste a year and a half of their time? And then, by the way, it all came to nothing because they got caught out before they pulled the trigger and got me banned from Twitch, and the whole thing was worth a waste. So they wasted a year and a half of their life doing that. That's how these people are, man. So I hear you. Man, why did this person disappear from the chat? Because they were actually not who they said they were. You know, it's messed up to find out the truth about these things, but, you know, you roll with the punches, you move on positively, right? Okay. So we're about to continue, everyone. Another hour of Chrono Trigger. Thanks to everyone who's been here chilling. If you could like this stream and hit 100 likes tonight, that'd be amazing. Outside of that, any other support would be greatly appreciated. As you can see, once again, we got like 1 or 2 super chats. We got 1 membership and a couple tips. It would be great to get more than that. I don't like having this game be my lowest supported stream, being honest. It's such a great game. You guys have asked for it for years. I wanted to play it for years. It kind of sucks to know that this is sadly a game that people aren't really digging. I don't know. It seems like we get good attendance for it, or at least okay attendance. I don't know. But if you do support classics, please support this one. All right.
And it made the clip longer, but I figured I'd leave that little beg in there at the end. Go fuck yourself, Phil. And yeah, Arkham, I hear ya. I'm sorry that I had to ban your friend there. Now, I've heard Phil reference this story many times, but I've never heard the details. I don't know who this person was. Maybe it was before I came around. I just have no memory of this happening. So maybe somebody who knows it can speak on it a little more. But all we have to go on when it comes to this story is Phil Burnell's word. That's it. Now, I just put up a 1-minute video a couple of days ago where this dumb fuck is sitting there lying and doesn't remember what kind of car he has. Gee, Phil, it's amazing how you remember all these little details, despite this happening I don't know how many years ago, but you can't remember what model of car you drive. That's kind of suspicious. And by the way, did you hear him say a mod caught this when it was happening and came and told him about it? Assuming he's not lying and just making this shit up, I'd bet anything that it was a nani, which is why Phil won't say the name of the mod or why he won't talk about it more often, because he hates Anani. But he also said that the goal of this person was to get Phil kicked off of Twitch. Phil, how do you know that? Did you talk to him after the fact? Did he tell you that was the goal? And the answer is no, because Phil just assumes everything with limited amount of proof behind it. But he'll just come out and say it like it's a fact. Kind of like why he's trying to explain to Arkham why he had to ban that guy. Despite the fact that Arkham and that guy were clearly friends, as I showed you earlier. But this is what he does. He sees something and just runs with it. Probably like this story. And then the other part of it. Apparently this person just went crazy for no reason whatsoever. Phil didn't offend them or piss them off or do some real shady ass shit, like charging $1,000 to reveal a cat. No, they just fucking went crazy all of a sudden. Which, gee, Phil, you sure do seem to attract a lot of crazy ass people that just turn on you for no reason whatsoever. I wonder why that is, buddy. And speaking of crazy ass people that pretend to be your friend and pretend to be a girl and waste a bunch of fucking time doing it, why does that remind me of somebody else on your streams? Somebody that uses all these fake names and creates fake profiles, uploads videos of themselves to YouTube, when in reality, it's just a lonely ass cuck of a loser. And to be honest, Phil, that sounds like your entire fan base at this point. Let's fucking go.